there's a revolution coming, and that revolution starts within yourself. You cannot deny it anymore. This coming week is the initiation into a whole new level of consciousness for humankind. And again, all of this starts within yourself. I made another video talking about Barbeau's basket, which is a very rare planetary alignment, signaling a new awakening and a new level of humanity's consciousness moving into the future. And we are in those times right now, which is quite exciting. And this coming week and throughout the end of July, you will start to feel this rise of fire within you, the knowing that something has changed. You might have felt throughout this year that there were an undercurrent that you couldn't name happening within you, a sense of change, a sense of breaking free, a sense of breaking out, a sense of wanting to do something that you couldn't find the words for. This is because as a human consciousness on this earth, we are all affected by what's happening in the sky, whether we are aware of it or not. And a level that is quite intriguing to me to add to the psychology and astrology is to read the tarot cards whenever we have great alignments happening in the sky, as we do for this coming week. So for those of you who are not updated on Barbeau's basket, it's 3 of the outer planets, Uranus, Neptune and Pluto, are lining up at 4 degrees alongside with Jupiter coming in and activating as for today at 4 degrees as well. And this is forming what looks like a basket shape in the sky, where these planets are now in communication actively with each other. Whenever that happens in such a particularly precise pattern, the sky is speaking to us. It's telling us to pay attention, to be aware. So now when we look to Jupiter right now is in opposition to Pluto, and that is in itself not such a rare alignment. It happens approximately every 12 years, but what is really rare about this alignment is that its degree terratorm is just so precise that it's mathematically unmatched in history of astrology. And I want to show you very visually what this could represent. So in tarot cards, for those of you who are not familiar with it, there's a major arcana in the tarot deck that is representing the archetypes that lives within each of us, and those archetypes are also connected to the planets, the elements, and to the zodiac signs. And for instance, right now when we have Jupiter in Leo, Jupiter is represented by the Wheel of Fortune in the tarot, and the Wheel of Fortune is marking a great turning point of destiny. It is, whenever I talk about the Wheel of Fortune, I always point out that this is a karmic moment in time, because the Wheel of Fortune can spin in both directions. It can go back and it can repeat karmic patterns, or it can spin towards the future. But whenever we are being met with this one, there's a choice to be made. And this is what Jupiter represents right now, because Jupiter just expands everything that it comes into contact with. So Jupiter, even though it's one of the benefic planets and it's connected to great luck, well, Jupiter also expands things that we might need to look at that is not great for us. Everything in excess is not good for us, it's poison. So now we have this moment of the Wheel of Fortune, a change of destiny, in opposition to the Judgment card, because this is Pluto represented in the tarot deck is Judgment, which again is a very karmic moment of it's like a reckoning point. So now you can imagine when these two elements, these two sort of energies are opposing each other, there's a need for reckoning, there's a need for assessment, to look at, okay, where have we gone up until now and what is needed to to do in order to not repeat the past in a karmic way, but move towards the future. And I think that's what all of us are facing right now, both on a personal level, but also collectively. We're being asked to think new thoughts and to raise the awareness of what's not right on this earth, what doesn't work for us. And to broaden this picture, I want to bring in Neptune and Uranus as well. So right now we have Uranus moving through the next 6.5 years in the sign of Gemini, and Uranus is represented by the Fool in the tarot deck. So the Fool, you can see that's new beginnings, it's an air sign as well. It's looking to the horizons without a big luggage of the past and ignoring the anxiety biting them in the leg. So Uranus is here to remind us that a new way of being, a new way of thinking is needed for this moment. We cannot adapt to what we already know. There's a need for a new psychology, a new philosophy. And then with the Hanged Man represented by Neptune is quite interesting as well, because this year we had Neptune moving into the sign of Aries after being since 2011 in the sign of Pisces. And the Hanged Man also represents a change of perspective. So now you can see how these elements come together and talk about a broader perspective. If we look at the 4 cards all together and connect them astrologically to Barbeau's basket, which again I talk more about in another video, the energies that are awakening at this moment in time is an energy of point of no return, but at the same time not, you know, a lot of people would like to say this is the big turning point, now everything changes, to make it more dramatic and to rhetorically emphasize this moment. But the thing is, the energy is present, the energies are always moving, things are always changing in this world. That's the one thing we can be certain of, that everything is moving, flowing and ever changing. What we can't be, what we can do collectively and individually is to be aware of what is changing within ourselves, what new thoughts are arriving, what changes need to be done in order to align yourself with the vision that you have of yourself in the future, and what is needed to do in order to change your wheel of fortune. Because think of Jupiter and Leo will stay there for the next year. And whatever Jupiter comes in contact with in your personal birth chart, which is individual for all of us, will be extended to an extent where we don't have to say whether it's positive or negative, but pay attention to everything that is being expanded in this moment, whether it's pain or happiness, and make the judgment, the rightful judgment, to give energy to the elements that feels mostly in alignment with this new beginning that you have sensed for a long time, where also the year astrologically of 2026 is just so unique. It is the beginning of something new. The seed is planted in the ground. We cannot yet see what it is, but it's there, and it will require of us to gain new perspectives, to see things in a different light, to turn things upside down and cooperate with what is needed of us. A lot of people adapt the mindset that we are, that we are unable to change things, like big injustices, but I'm telling you, there is a revolution, and the revolution starts with you in your consciousness and your everyday life, how you treat the people closest to you, how you treat yourself, your thoughts. And those things are big questions that you are being invited to face throughout the 2 last weeks of July. Also, at the end of July, we will have a very powerful activating full moon in the sign of Aquarius, which I will make a video about. But just be aware that this is, I want you to really think of these energies right now as the runway into your future, as the runway being built into that world order that you can visualize for yourself and for humanity. And even if we might not live to see it, we are being asked to leave a legacy behind that is sustainable, that is based on love, that is based on clarity and coherence within ourselves and with the earth. So that is my take on the incoming week of July, and please remember to like and subscribe if you do like this sort of content, and I see you in another video. Bye for now.